Hello everyone and welcome to the tutorial video series on HTML for absolute beginner. Hi, it's me Arvind Tama and here I am with the video series about HTML. So if you are someone who's really interested to learn about HTML but don't know anything, so if you want to start from the beginning, then this is the right video for you and I'm here to help you out. So let me describe or let me tell you something about our video series. So altogether there will be a total of 6 video series. So what we're gonna do in this video series, let me tell you. So as you can see here in the video series number 1, in video series number 1 we will talk about the introduction to HTML and text editor and of course web browsers. Yeah, this might sound quite strange to some of you as you don't know anything about text editor and web browser, but don't worry, I'm here to help you out. So in the video series number 2, we will talk about the introduction to basic tags, which is also known as element. So there are different types of elements or the tags, for example heading, paragraph, bold, italic, and there are lots more which we'll get to know about it in the video series number 2. So after that, in video series number 3 we will talk about the types of tags. So after reading all these types of tags, so we will gonna divide these tags into their categories. So mainly there are two types or two categories of tag. So that is, the first one is pair tag and the second one is empty tag, and the pair tag is also known as the container tag, where the empty tag known as the null tag. So by their name also you can guess or can have bit idea about it. If you don't know yet, don't worry, I'm there help you out. So in the video series number 4, we will talk about the types of list. So basically there are 3 types of list, but as of now you can see only 2 types, that is on order list and order list. So there is one is missing, which is description list. So we will cover it later videos. So in the video series number 5, we will talk about table and what are the tags required for table and how to make table. So in this video series we will make and learn about the table and their tags. So finally in the video series number 6, we will have our final project where we are going to make a website just using HTML tags. So this is a short description about our video series. So let's start our first video series of HTML. So in this slide you can see what is HTML. Question is here. So let's go. HTML simply stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is the standard markup language for creating and designing the web pages, which uses tag to annotate text, image and other content to display in the web browsers. Yes, if you are wondering what is HTML, then don't worry. HTML simply stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So it is a type of language that is known as markup language, which is used to make web pages or websites. Okay, so there are certain points given. So let's go to the first point. In first point, HTML is the standard markup language for creating web page. Yes, so this you need to keep this in mind. HTML, the full form of HTML is Hypertext Markup Language, and it is the standard language which is used for creating web pages. Okay, let's move towards the next point. HTML describes the structure of a web page. Yes, how should be the website and how the web pages should be, that is all determined by the HTML. That means HTML tag. So HTML tags describes the structure of web pages. Okay, so let's go to the next point. HTML consists of a series of elements. Okay, there are not only limited tags, there are a lot of tags. So there are so many tags or elements of HTML. So last point we have is HTML elements tells the browser how to display the content. Yes, as I already told you that how the structure of the web pages is determined by the HTML tag. So just like that, HTML element tell the browser how to display the content. Okay, yeah, everything inside the web pages and web browser website that is displayed in the web browser is determined by the element of the HTML. So HTML tag tell to the browser how to display the content over the website. So now let's talk about the history or early development of the HTML. So during 1989 and 1990, Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist at CERN, is an organization, that is Organization for Nuclear Research. It is based on the Europe. Okay, proposed a system for sharing information among researchers using hypertext. These proposals include the concept that would become the World Wide Web. Yes, during 1989 to 1990, Tim Berners-Lee, a British scientist, proposed a proposal where he can share the information among his colleagues or contemporaries using hypertext, which later became the World Wide Web. Okay, and how it started, let's see. In 1991, Tim Berners-Lee wrote the first version of HTML. So he wrote in 1991, okay, first version of HTML, and there were only 18 tags. So he also developed the first web browser, the World Wide Web, later renamed Nexus, and the first web server is Sen HTTP. Okay. Having said this, let's move towards the next page. So here we will talk about the text editors. So let's jump into it. A text editor is a type of software used for editing plain text file. Unlike word processor, which are designed for creating and formatting documents, text editors are generally used for writing and editing code, configurations, file, and other text-based data. They provide a range of features that are particularly used for programmers and developers. Yes, of course, text editor is a editing software where we can edit code and configure files. Okay, so like if you have to make a website, then you need to code the HTML code into the text editor. So you can see a lot of text editors over here. So now let's talk about the example of text editors. So here we can see Notepad. So this is the picture of Notepad, and Notepad++. You can see here Sublime, Visual Studio Code, which is also known as VS Code. Okay, Atom, Vim, Emacs, Brackets. So each of these text editors has its own strength and it's suited to different tasks and preferences. Yes, of course. Users often choose based on the specific features they need and their workflow requirements. Yes, obviously, as you can see, there are a lot of text editors, but as per the requirement of the workflow and choices of the users, they can choose any text editor which the user find interesting as per their requirement. Okay, now let's talk about the web browsers. So a browser or web browser is a software application which is used to access and view websites and other contents on the internet. Yes, of course, web browser is a software application. So let me tell you what is software application. It is also known as the application software, and the software which is designed to perform a specific task. That means only one task. Okay, there are software which can be used for multi-purpose, but this software, a web browser, is a application software. That means it is used for only one purpose. Okay, and for what purposes web browser is used for? A web browser is used for to view website and contents on the internet. Like if you want to surf anything in the internet, at first you need to have web browsers. Okay, like if you got a new laptop or internet connection, but you don't have a web browser, then you cannot surf anything in the internet. So it's like a gateway to the internet. Okay, so let's go to the point. It retrieves information from the web servers and displays it on the user's device. Yes, of course, as I said, like if you have a new devices or computer, laptop, unless you have these web browsers, you cannot surf anything, or you cannot display view anything in the internet. So browsers interpret and display HTML documents, which can include text, image, videos, and interactive elements, or we can say it multimedia as well. So browser interprets, that means browser tells and display HTML documents. HTML documents tells the browser, okay, and browser will understand that, and it display the images, videos, and other interactive elements, or the multimedias. So last point we have here is they also support various web technologies such as CSS, cascading style sheet. Yes, of course. So like if you want to go deeper into the web development, or if you want to become a web developer professionally, or you want to make career over here, then you must know cascading style sheet and JavaScript to enhance the functionality and appearances of the websites. Yes. So you can see different pictures of the web browsers. So after looking it, also you can have the ideas. I think some of you have already used these web browsers. So what are they? So the very first one is Google Chrome, and the other one is Safari, and similarly Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge. So these are the web browsers. So in the video series, first what we learn about the HTML, and we learn about the text editor, and we just learn about the web browsers. Okay, see you in next video.